Welcome in, everybody. It is June 19th, 2026, and it is a brand new episode of Not So Young Lions here on bodyslam.net. Its social media pages of Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Twitch, all Facebook, all of the above. If I repeated them, I did. I'm Max Hinberg, joined as always by Blackhawk, as always, for these Not So Young Lions show. Pretty big show to talk about, a lot of topics, as I should say, we're going to get into today, give our full breakdown of Dominion. We're going to talk about them, the release of the G1 full lineup, who we're going to get in each block, and I think we're going to give, if we like this lineup of people, if they should have maybe brought someone else, we'll talk about that. We're also talking about Yota Tsuji, made some comments regarding not wanting to work Forbidden Door. We are going to save all of our Forbidden Door topics, though, for next week, but we did think, because, again, Tsuji's said this because he just won the world title, we want to discuss Tsuji's comments revolving around working U.S. dates for anyone other than New Japan. But Blackhawk, how you doing on this Friday evening here?
I'm doing good. I'm glad it's Friday. Glad we're here talking New Japan. I thought Dominion was good, and we've got, a lot of really good stuff going on this summer. So ready for this to get kicked off.
Yes, we have a lot of things going on. Next weekend, especially 4 big premium live events or pay-per-view events. You have Night of Champions on Saturday next week. You have Slammiversary, NXT Great American Bash, and Forbidden Door on Sunday the 28th, wrapping up the month of June. So the next weekend's going to be kind of nuts if you're a pro wrestling fan, to get to watch all of those big shows. So very excited, and we'll be here doing full reviews, more likely of just Night of Champions for me on Saturday, and then me and Blackhawk for Forbidden Door on that Sunday. But let's talk about New Japan Pro Wrestling, because if you're new to the channel, guys, this is Not So Young Lions. We talk all things only New Japan Pro Wrestling every single week, every single Friday from 6 to 7 Eastern. If you are joining us, please hit that like button on any platform. Comment away. We'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on Dominion, Tsuji, the G1, if you're going to go to the G1 this year in Chicago, which Blackhawk will be doing for us, which is very exciting. Let us know if you're going to be there. Love to hear all your thoughts. Let's just start with Dominion as a whole here. I thought this was a really newsworthy show. There were a lot of title changes. The last 4 matches were title changes, or 5 matches, for God's sake. I think were title changes. Wolf, United Empire, Umino, Yo, and Tsuji, all title changes.
The only thing that didn't change hands was the TV title.
Thankfully. So let's talk about the show. So I guess we'll just go up from down, things we liked. We don't have to spend too much time on every single match, but Takeshita was I kind of like that they're starting the show with the TV title now on these shows and not just putting it as like the 6th or 7th match. SANADA had this very Chris Jericho-esque entrance where all the former versions, like he had other wrestlers dress up as the former versions of himself, and then he came out. This match was, I get some of these people just need to get away from House of Torture. Another person who feels like he only wrestles House of Torture now is Takeshita as well. But he retains the title. I thought the finish to the match was very strong. Into the Raging Fire, big fan. Takeshita retaining is good. Because they don't really, I know he's in the G1, and we're going to talk about him being back in the G1. With him being the TV, he doesn't seem to be a main focus as like a top guy for them anymore, like he was. Man, I felt like all of last year they really saw him as a top guy for them. Now he's it's not stuck, but he's doing these openers, TV title. What are your thoughts, Takeshita and SANADA here?
I didn't think the match was that bad. I thought it was pretty good. I did love SANADA's entrance, so you will always get me with a good, throwback historical style entrance where he just comes out in like old gears and stuff. So that was sick. I do agree. I think it's not that they don't see him as high as it's AEW has a lot for him going on right now.
Yep.
And New Japan still wants him involved. And so they put the TV title on him. He just got to be here for the 15-minute matches and maybe a couple times in between to build something up for the next event.
Yep.
But then otherwise, he's back with AEW doing, the whole Don Callis family split and
a lot
on with that. So I kind of understand it. I get it. And I'm sure once that kind of clears up and we probably get past from Forbidden Door, past G1, he'll probably start working his way back up into the ranks. But yeah, I thought this match was great. I was surprised by SANADA coming back. He didn't show a lot of ring rust, which was great.
Yeah.
Especially talking about the reason why he took so much time off. He looked pretty good coming back. So I do agree. We need to get him out of Takeshita out of the House of Torture. But I think we also should probably get SANADA out of the House of Torture and get him working other stuff.
He's been like 3 factions in the last year and a half. So it'd be nice if he can just do his own thing. I agree. Again, I think Takeshi will be just fine. He's going to have a bunch of bangers in the G1. I think they're going to.
Right.
I think we'll talk about this in our G1 talk, but I think there's a good chance he makes another deep run this year. I don't really get, it's frustrating. I love VLP a lot. Losing a no DQ match to Jake Lee. Not totally for me. I get Jake Lee has the look. ELP jumping off a ladder was pretty great in this match. He did a lot of cool stuff, but this was not the decision of just having ELP just lose a 9-minute match to Jake Lee. I didn't feel the importance of the match, and also I'm just not a fan of who won as well.
I'm a fan of Jake Lee, so I was a fan of who won. I just didn't really enjoy the match. I just didn't think it was that good.
Yeah.
But I feel like Jake Lee's got a character that he's working on, and he just needs to work on it a little more, and he'll like get it.
Yeah.
But I've never been a huge ELP guy to begin with, so that might have really hurt my thoughts on this match to begin with. But,
I love ELP.
But yeah, it wasn't great, but it was a match. Yeah, it happened. Nobody got hurt, and it wasn't a squash, so it was okay.
Yes. TMDK lost to Taichi and Uemura. Only reason why I'm happy about this is I just need Zack out of these tag stuff. Like, he's got to be a singles guy. They have enough people to do tag and TMDK at this point. Especially, we even saw Mikey Nichols pop back up on AEW on Dynamite with him.
Mm-hmm.
Him and Bad Dude Tito are like never in Japan anymore, I guess. But
Zack, they got released off their contract.
Did they?
Yeah, they announced it at the beginning of the year.
Then I'm shocked they're still doing TMDK stuff on TV.
Yeah, because Shane Hayes also got released at the same time. So all of them together collectively got released by New Japan when New Japan was re-upping contracts. So maybe they land in AEW, and maybe now there's a TMDK faction in AEW, but who knows? Yeah,
it was very interesting. I'm just happy. I just need Zack out of this tag stuff. He did this year too. Has been all tag stuff for him. It's been beginning of the year, Wrestle Kingdom, and I would say in March was all 6-man title stuff. And then recently he's just been teaming with Oiwa, which is fine. But I think it makes sense to have Taichi Uemura win. Oiwa took the pin, not really a problem. I just want Zack and again, not really worried. Zack's wrestling Omega at Forbidden Door and will be in the G1. So I'm not really worried about Zack. I just think this first half of the year has been very forgettable for a guy who was the champion, the world champion for 70% of last year.
Yeah. It makes complete sense.
How about Despy and Mistico having a special match here, a singles match here, excuse me. I thought it was very good. It was really interesting to see 2 luchadors have just a straight lucha match in Japan, always very different because the crowds act differently, Mexico to Japan. Also, Mistico putting him over, I thought was also pretty interesting. Again, this felt like a match to put on the card for like variety purposes, which works for me. They are the junior heavyweight tag champs, so I wish there was development on teams wanting to go after them instead of them having to fight each other. But I'm not going to complain about watching Mistico and Desperado wrestle here.
Yeah, I agree with you, especially with they just wrapped up Best of the Super Juniors and they couldn't throw a team together for a tag team match at the end of it. But yeah, it was a good match. But yeah, I really thought that Mistico was going to walk out of there winner.
Yeah, me too.
And so I was shocked when Despy was holding both titles. And it looked like they had a little tiff at the end there. And I guess they have made up and they're good now. One of the funny parts was watching Mistico cut a promo on his way back to the ramp, but you couldn't hear it because New Japan didn't pay for the rights to his music.
Oh yes, that's right.
So you couldn't hear anything that he said because they were blaring generic Spanish music over.
It was very generic. I even skipped it because I hated the music so much when they were by the way, Moxley is here, Blackhawk. Don't worry.
What's up, Moxley?
Moxley is here. I hope your boy, you know, I'm very sad with the guy in your picture. He must be sad. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's talk Aaron Wolf beating Ren Narita for the never openweight title. I think we've beaten this drum. I am so tired of him wrestling House of Torture. These matches are all the same at this point. Especially with him and Ren. Ren's actually very good, and they wrestled a good like 5-6 minutes. And what do you think's gonna happen? Shenanigans. Now, cool. Like, sure, Takeshita now is like helping out Hantai, so it's cool to see him like get involved. But like, how many more matches can we watch for titles where like it's, oh my god, House of Torture interferes and the baby faces come out and even things up? Like, I just feel like these matches have become just rinse. I think Aaron Wolf's very good. Clearly, I don't think we need the need of shenanigans to hide anything. To me, I'm at the point of these matches all feel the same. I'm just happy Wolf won. I just need this title they need to move on from him wrestling House of Torture. It's been the whole year so far.
At this point, like, what is House of Torture even doing? Are we just having them around to have a undercard heel staple? Yeah. Like at this point, that's what it feels like it is.
As Moxie says, they're pulling Takeshita into the House of Torture black hole. I think the moment Chase Owens attacked him, I think you said that, like, oh no, they're tagging Takeshita into the vortex of the House of Torture. I just like, it's a frustrating faction. Luckily, they lost all their titles on this show. It's actually funny hearing. I don't know if you watched NXT, but like Tony D like mentioning that Evil has had shenanigans in his matches over the last. It was very funny.
I saw that clip.
I was like, what? I was like, House of Torture reference on WWE TV. Well, look, Aaron Wolf, January, whatever Wrestle Kingdom was, he wrestled Evil. And it's June 19th, and he's wrestling Ren. Like, I don't think he's wrestled any other group. I don't know if that's because they're nervous with him, like they want to make him comfortable, where he's wrestling a lot of the same guys, so these matches are pretty good. But yeah, it feels like he's wrestled. He obviously wrestled Evil. He wrestled Fale before. He's wrestled now Ren. His match with SANADA was pretty good. Takeshi. We just saw about Takeshi and SANADA. I thought it was good. I'm just never been a SANADA person from a singles. I think he's actually a really good tag wrestler. I just don't love him singles wise. But yes, he hasn't wrestled anyone outside of House of Torture. It's
sad.
We're 6 months in. He's only wrestled House. Now here's the good news. He has and we'll talk about this later. He has a potential, if I'm not mistaken, he's not. I'm actually shocked that they didn't put him in. They didn't put him in the G1, if I'm not mistaken. No, they did not. Which I find interesting because he's the never openweight champion. Why is he not in the G1? But we'll talk about that, I guess, later. He needs to drop the belt to Jake Lee. I think Blackhawk would love that. I
agree.
I would not. Let's talk about another title change. Great-O-Khan and HENARE defeating the Knockout Brothers. Now, only reason why I don't love this is actually, even though I love the Knockout Brothers, that's nothing to do with that. This is their 7th defense. Like, they have been champions for a while. I don't mind them dropping the titles. You do have HENARE and Great-O-Khan who are already the 6-man titles. And it does feel like because they're champs with Ospreay, they're not going to be like defending those titles often. So let's give them a title where they're on TV still all the time defending something. You know what I mean? So I thought the match was very, very good, obviously. I just think HENARE is one of the most underrated performers. He's such a killer. Yuto-Ice and OSKAR are one of the best tag teams in the world. I didn't hate this decision, especially from the perspective of the Empire is still the #1 faction in the company. Knockout Brothers, for how long they've had a title reign, they haven't had the most inspired feuds, I would say. I like them wrestling Uemura and Shota towards the beginning of the year. That feud I enjoyed, but a lot of them are just random title matches. But were you happy with this decision, going with HENARE and Okan here?
I feel like I'm fine with the decision. Yeah. I wasn't going into the match, I would have been fine with either one of them walking out with the titles. But yeah, I agree. There hasn't been a whole huge build for Knockout Brothers since the beginning of the year for the titles.
Yeah.
So this is probably the most work they've put into it, other than just random one-off matches since the beginning of the year. So it did feel like we were going to get a title change here. The match was fantastic, but I'm a huge, striking fan.
Yeah.
And they were striking the hell out of each other the entire match. So, yeah, this one was easily the second best match on the entire show to me.
Yeah.
And so I had a lot of fun watching it. I'm okay with United Empire walking out now with 2 members holding two different sets of tag gold. Fine with me. I don't know if New Japan wrestles under the Freebirds rule. Do you know if they do?
They usually don't.
Okay.
Because look, New Japan always is about factions, and I don't think they just they never do. No, they never do.
Because I was curious if they would, Freebird the title, whatever, when Ospreay's not there. Yeah,
Jacob Young or someone else.
Yeah, that third spot could be kind of a revolving door of United Empire members.
They usually don't do that.
But yeah, I guess if they're not running that rule, I guess we'll have to wait till Ospreay makes a Japan return for a trios match.
Yeah, but we don't know when that's going to be again.
Yeah.
But we'll, as Kenta watched Konosuke bring in Sharon, there was no DQ. There was not. In New Japan, that happens a lot. People use chairs in front of refs and nothing happens. You're like, oh, okay, sure. Monty says, whoever's United, boy, I'm very happy they won. I love Okan. I love HENARE. I think Great Okan does his job. I am fast. I think they could have, if honestly, they don't know this because he's under a 90-day. If they knew Jeff Cobb was coming back, I would have waited to pull the trigger on him being tag champs with someone like him and HENARE maybe. But they can't risk holding off this change if they do it,
Especially the trios title with all 3 of them would have been insane.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, now it's kind of stuck with Ospreay, which isn't a horrible thing, but
there's worse things to have.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
But again, they never really cared about the 6-man titles anyway.
Yeah.
So it's what it is. Shota Umino, new global heavyweight champion. This is probably easily the biggest win of his career. He defeats Drill Maloney and the champion Andrade El Idolo, who this was his very first defense, had just won the title a month ago. First defense, I still would have went with Maloney if they were doing a title change. I know they want to do the young Japanese guys, especially on this show, going with Tsuji and him. Andrade losing off his first defense, I think is fine. I was actually shocked he was the one who got pinned because it was a triple threat. I was like, oh, okay, so he won't get pinned. We thought he was going to lose because they made it a triple threat, but I just thought he was going to maybe not get pinned, so then he gets a rightful one-on-one title match. But that's not going in that direction. He's not even on the G1, so maybe that's a big reason why they didn't want him with the championship, not wrestling the G1. Umino wins. Were you happy them picking him, I guess, over Maloney if they were going to do a title change here?
I was. because I've been rooting for Umino
Yeah.
for a while now, especially after that Wrestle Kingdom 2 years ago, the really bad main event that he had with Zack, and his just kind of come back around to redeem himself.
Yeah.
I've been on that redemption train, so I'm very happy with his win. I
Mhm.
figured though, if anybody ate the pin, it would be Drilla.
Yeah.
So I was shocked it was Andrade, but I do kind of get the idea of an Andrade transitional champion from Tsuji to Umino,
Yeah.
because it would be hard to build a Tsuji and Umino match when they really don't have anything.
Yeah.
There's no really real building blocks to make a foundation on. With Andrade, there was a lot going for with United Empire, with him being in AEW.
Mhm.
Just a whole lot going on for Tsuji, and then going into Umino and Drilla.
Yeah.
So I think it makes sense. I think it was a good decision, especially since Andrade's not working in the G1 and champions usually work the G1. It makes a lot of sense, and they had a pretty good match out of it too.
Yeah, but the match was very good. Again, Andrade's been one of the best wrestlers of the year. Any company he's been in this year. He's been very good. I just have been waiting for Drilla Maloney push to the moon. Maybe that's the G1. Maybe it's not the global heavyweight title. We'll see.
Maybe he takes he goes on with Aaron Wolf, or the strong title. There's other singles titles for Drilla, because I don't think people are really high on Drilla quite yet, enough for him to be in the global. Yeah. And so I agree it's frustrating, but even seeing like the reaction from just the match itself.
Oh, yeah.
Online, a lot of people are not very high on Drilla. So I think he might need to take a little bit longer route to the global, but I wouldn't be mad about him winning, a singles title within the year.
Yeah. But let's talk about the after stuff with this match. So Umino wins. Someone in the hoodie comes out. I'm like, God, who the hell could this be? Gabe Kidd comes out. By the way, best shape of his life. The guy was yoked. I've never seen Gabe that jacked before. He got hurt. What pay-per-view was it? It was even like Revolution, maybe. I don't know. 3 months.
It was early. Yeah.
He gets hurt at Revolution, and all the reports were, man, he's out for the majority of the year. 3 months. 3 months, and he is back, challenging Umino for the global title. Oh, yeah, Revolution. Not Full Gear. It was Revolution, Moxley.
Yeah.
Full Gear was last year. Revolution was in March, and that's 3 months away. That's 3 months ago now, so yes. He always does. You know what cracks me up with him is whatever company he's in, he just craps on the opposite. Like when he's in AEW, he's like, New Japan sucks. Who wants to go to, and then he goes to New Japan. He's cutting this, and he's like, AEW sucks. I hate AEW. I'm back here in Japan for a reason. I'm like, Gabe, like you do work for both companies. Like you can,
Well, he to his credit, he said New Japan sucked. He said WWE sucked.
Yeah, he did.
And then he said AEW. He said, I'm not gonna do that.
Oh my! I do love him. His promo backstage after was pretty phenomenal. Like 3 minute. If you guys have not seen it, check it out. Do you like him being back in the fold here? Because he's always been around this title. He's always in the global title discussion.
Yeah, he's always revolving around the global, which I don't think is a bad thing because he can put on really good matches with just about anybody. And so he is a former global champion.
Yeah.
If, Shota's got to beat somebody to solidify that he is the champion, right?
Well, so technically, he beat Andrade. Technically,
he beat Andrade. True,
no triple threat, but
but he's got to beat somebody solo who, one, has held the title or higher, and two, has some prestige to him. And so building it to Gabe is really good. I don't think he'll drop it at Forbidden Door to Pac. That would be a shocker to the world if he dropped it to Pac. but yeah, I think they're building for Gabe to fight him and probably lose. And I think Shota will probably carry the global past the G1 finale. And I don't think he'll go into Wrestle Kingdom with it. I think that title's a little too hot right now.
Yeah, they like bouncing that around a little bit.
But yeah, I think he'll hold it for the entirety of the G1 and a little bit past that.
I mean, look, let's see what Moxley says. It's just him. It's him just saying he wants New Japan Tanahashi to die. They're making him versus Pac, and I think we'll get to V4 and draw. Yeah, I think Gabe is a good person to have him be. He's beating Bo Andrade. Have Gabe. It is the 1B title. I mean, it's a big title there. They see that as the number 2 title in the company, so it's a big deal. They're, Shota has had a lot of ups and downs. Years ago, he was like underneath John Mox, and that's why he's a really good relationship with AEW. He usually works Forbidden Door every year because of that. But look, he got the Tokyo main event, really backfired on him. He really had to restart basically from ground up again, and we get the fans back on his side. I thought it was really good in a tag team with Uemura, end of last year into this year. Broke them off, went full singles, and now he's the global champion. It's a big risk, but it's a very big opportunity for him that they're giving him the ball for the second time. And he kind of feels like he needs a really strong, if it's not a long reign, the matches themselves need to be very good.
Yeah, I think they really want to give him, the big ball, the heavyweight, but yes, he's struggled at the top when he's been up there. And so this is like a test. Like we gotta, if he can pass this test, we'll be seeing him in the heavyweight conversations pretty soon, probably.
Yeah, completely agree. Yo beats Doki. Thank the heavens. 18. I thought we can talk about this now. We were both joking 2 weeks ago, like, all right, let's just do Fujita. And they went with Yo, not just to win the Super Juniors, but to win the title. This junior division is not exciting at all to me at the moment. The matches was good. Yo's matches are very good. I just feel like they need a fresh, clean paint. Like, how many more junior title matches can we watch involving Yo, Doki, and Desperado at this point without feeling it too stale, Yeah,
it felt like we just got a Best of the Super Juniors, and they had 20 guys in Best of the Super Juniors that put on some pretty good matches, but we don't ever see them challenging for the junior title. They're just there for, like, even if it's just, a Taguchi, like, 5-minute match, he should be challenging. He's a former champion. He's a former Best of Super Junior winner. Master Wado, he isn't challenging it at all. Former Best of Super Junior winner.
Yeah.
And so they've got a huge division that they can work with, and they've got really good relationships with DDT and Dragon Gate. Dragon Gate's got a laundry list of juniors that could come in and just give you a match, even if you don't want them to take the title.
Yeah.
That I don't understand why they aren't really pushing the junior division very heavy.
House of Torture does suck. Before the match, I said before the match started, just on the offhand, they'll probably give him the belt. Let's get the belt off Yo and put it on high Yo. I think there should be a quick. I think first title defense, Yo should drop the belt to someone young, or someone like Robbie Eagles, who's never had the opportunity to win this title. Like someone new.
They've got a lot of like fresh faces and people that are ready to hold that belt. I don't understand why they keep going back they keep shuffling it around with the same people. And I mean, Yo is a new name in that conversation, but it doesn't feel new.
No, him and Sho have been in the juniors division for a decade plus now.
Yeah.
So let's get to the big topic. This will transition as well. We'll end on the G1. We'll focus on Tsuji now. They do take the title off of Callum Newman here. Tsuji beats Newman. Very good match, of course. But it was learned from Brian Alvarez, the Wrestling Observer, that Newman was injured during the match. Dislocated shoulder, if I'm not mistaken. He put it back together in the match. Like he put it, which is, very, very Finn Balor-like. He just whatever, knocked his arm into the corner. But I don't think that, because it's funny, when I heard that report, I was like, oh, was Newman hurt before the match? Because is that why they took the title off him? But it was during the match. So I don't think that is why. And they still kept him on. They had him in the G1 beforehand. He was the first name announced for the G1. So clearly this was they made this decision beforehand to have Tsuji over Newman. I'm going to let you get your thoughts on this situation here.
I don't think it's bad.
Yeah. Okay.
I thought Callum's reign was good. What I really enjoyed was Tsuji having to elevate himself to beat Callum. He's having to evolve. You know, the Gene Blaster is just basically a spear.
Yes.
At its core.
He it's a spear, but he picks you up and throws you down.
Yeah. And so he had to evolve the Gene Blaster because it wasn't enough to put down Callum Newman. He had to change, you know, how he even came out to the match and everything. He changed everything about how he was going to handle this match because Callum beat him last time. And so it forced a Tsuji evolve, which I thought was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Callum was a bad champion. And I think that I don't think they'll hot potato this title, but I think that there's a lot of people vying for this title. And I think they trust Tsuji more than they trust Callum at this point.
Yeah. I don't know about, like, they're really making a big thing about United Empire, and I was cool with that. Like, let's just go for it. But Newman he beat Shingo. That was his only retain of his title. Very interesting. Beats Tsuji, beats Shingo, then loses just right back to Tsuji. I don't know. It leads me to be really fascinated his booking, if healthy, for the G1. Like, is he? Well, I guess we'll say that topic for later. I guess. Thought the match was good, but you could, and as Michael said, you could actually really tell Callum was like couldn't move at some particular points or pick him up. So this probably, I thought their first match was a lot better than this, but yeah, Tsuji's the new champion. I am nervous. They could be pushing him down people's throats to a point. He literally was global champion. It was the same booking, literally a year ago. He won the global title, dropped it to Gabe, won it back, was champion for the whole year, then obviously beats Takeshita. Beats Takeshita, loses it right away to Newman, then beats him back. They are basically telling you he's the guy of this new crop of guys. Let's talk about his comments really quick before we move into the G1. So Tsuji came out after the match, basically was saying he did not want to waste his time, going to work Forbidden Door. He does not like the way the New Japan guys have been booked at Forbidden Door. And he's just totally against it. Now, Ospreay said right back, and we'll say what Moxley said, because Moxley, Ospreay made that point that Tsuji isn't going to do Forbidden Door. That's for things like that, and I understand what Tsuji's trying to do, but I don't know. I totally respect that Tsuji is a New Japan guy. He is not signed to other companies. He's not working CMLL. He's not working AEW ever. He wants to be the true, the ultimate, the flag bearer, the new Hiroshi Tanahashi, as they say, for New Japan. But Ospreay made a lot of good points. What they saw at the Tokyo Dome and those double main events, and everyone tries to lie to themselves at Takeshita. It's like he is an AEW. He works AEW way more than New Japan. No matter
100%.
Yes, he's signed to a contract to New Japan. Does not mean he's a New Japan guy. 2 of the 4 guys in that double main event at the Tokyo Dome this year were AEW wrestlers. Now, yes, Takeshita is signed to New Japan, and yes, Okada is New Japan legend, but they needed AEW guys to make those 2 main events very big deals. So I disagree. I love the fact that he is very, very much so believes in New Japan, wants people to watch New Japan. I don't think like slamming on AEW is a great move. If I were him, I really would have turned this into like a storyline and giving him a big match at Forbidden Door. But as of now, it does not seem like he is. I mean, because I don't think this is like a fake thing. Because again, it was Ospreay who claps back, and obviously Ospreay has his own stuff for Forbidden. It's not like Ospreay's calling him out. They'd be like, "Oh, well, let's do a match now at Forbidden Door." Tanahashi also did TNA and CMLL. Again, you can do other companies. I just think Tsuji. I think he's only worked one Forbidden Door. I was at the show. It was like a pre-show match where he worked like a trios match where him and LIJ lost to Mistico and the Lucha Brothers. Very good match. But like, again, he was pretty much a throwaway guy in a 6-man. But I don't know. I feel his comments are a bit much. I respect how much he loves New Japan, but also like, dude, like see around. Like New Japan right now is so in need of star power, and they needed it so badly. They went to the AEW well at their biggest show of the year. You know, Blackhawk, that's just how I feel.
Yeah, I could agree with Tsuji.
Yeah.
If New Japan was doing well.
Yes.
But New Japan's in a position where Tsuji should be the main event of Forbidden Door. You know, I understand that he just won the title of Callum. There's not a lot of time to build a good enough story for a main event at Forbidden Door. I get it. I completely understand. But if he is so pro New Japan, he should want to go to these AEW shows and beat the AEW top wrestlers as a New Japan champion.
Yeah.
I don't understand why he's so adamant about cutting them off and you know, I'm staying on this side. I'm not going over there. And not wrestling the guys over there. It doesn't make any sense. Like I feel like if Tsuji had never lost to Callum and we're still sitting here with Tsuji as champion, we probably could have had something build.
Sure.
I
don't think that's what I'm saying though.
Yeah, I don't get like the hard stance on this when it's just, you know, not how the company's running anymore.
Yeah, I agree with Moxley. I'm going to bring up his comment. They need the exposure. It's not 2017 or 2000. I agree. They need the exposure. Like they need eyeballs on the company. They desperately do. And again, they had a lot of eyeballs at the Wrestle Kingdom this year, and they just have not followed up with great stories or stars. They just have no of the only New Japan guys. They are definitely in need of just star power. They just don't have it anymore at this point. But you know, it's not like a top guy. If it's like, I'm trying to think of like a right person. Like if Tsuji wrestled, I don't know, like Claudio or something, or he wrestled Brody King and got a win, or maybe he wrestles Bandito and gets a win. Something just random like that. Because I know they don't want to do, and again, I totally get it from both companies. You don't just want to do MJF versus Tsuji. Like, I totally get it. Both companies are going to want their guy to go over. It's the world title. But I would still have given Tsuji a very fair opponent and given him a win. But I also think Tony knows how much. This is not like a breaking news thing. If you follow him, you know that he's always been very not
anti-AEW. And
I went to the New Japan show in February, and his ending promo was like, "We are not AEW. We are not WWE. This is the best company in the world. This is New Japan." I was like, wow. I mean, he just really does not like the other companies. I don't think, you know, New Japan, Forbidden Door has evolved. And I think we'll break that down next week on really why it's not really like even a Forbidden Door anymore with any of these companies. There's, as of now on the card, there's only 2 New Japan talents on the show. So it's not like a big Forbidden Door like it was 4 years ago. But who knows? It's a week from now. Maybe they can give Tsuji a match on the show. We'll see. I don't think they will, because I don't think these comments were like a planned thing to set up a story or anything like that.
Yeah, I think they've still got time to add some stuff to Forbidden Door and make a couple more New Japan matches.
Yeah.
Or even just a Stardom or a CMLL match.
Show at this point.
But yeah. Forbidden Door is not looking like it's looking like an AEW pay-per-view featuring Japan.
Yes. Let's move to the G1 to wrap up our podcast today. Again, really fun time. As always, I feel the same way about the juniors. They stacked one side of the blocks again. Like B block is loaded. You have Newman, ZSJ, Umino, Uemura, Maloney, Gabe Kidd, and HENARE, and Narita. That is stacked. A block is Takeshita, Tsuji, SANADA, Shingo, Jake Lee. Oh, God. I forgot they had Jake Lee in it. Oleg, Goto, and Great Khan. Now, the qualifying matches are Yoshihashi versus Oiwa. And the other qualifying match is OSKAR against Yujiro. Now, for God's sake, hope OSKAR beats Yujiro Takahashi. Okay? For the love of God. That is I think that is B block.
Yeah, that's a B block.
That's yeah. A block's qualifying matches are Taichi versus Yuto-Ice and Phantasmo versus Oiwa is A and B, and then C and D is Yoshihashi. Wait, Oiwa's in both? Does New Japan have this wrong? Why is Oiwa in 2 qualifying matches?
Let me see if they've got it's Taichi versus Yuto-Ice and El Phantasmo versus Oiwa.
And then look at the B block. Make sure I'm not.
Yeah, they've got it. Yeah, they've got it on their website. He's in.
Maybe that's wrong. Maybe that's wrong.
Let me see if I can find where they posted the play-in matches.
Because I don't think that's correct to have him in qualifying.
It's Aaron Wolf and Yoshihashi.
Thank you. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
so Aaron Wolf and Yoshihashi, good. Because I think Aaron Wolf should be in the G1.
Yeah.
He's never openweight champion. He should be in the G1. OSKAR should be Yujiro. And I think Taichi's going to be Yuto-Ice.
As much as I want Yuto-Ice in this block.
Yeah.
Because I actually really like A block. I think both blocks. I think they did a really good job building both blocks.
I think Oi was beating ELP though.
Yeah, I do think Oi was beating ELP. Yuto-Ice. I think really now that they're not tag champions, I think he should get some single shine.
It would just be OSKAR in it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, Oscars would be in B, Yuto-Ice in A. I think Yuto-Ice would have great matches with Okan, Goto, Oleg, Shingo, Takeshita, Tsuji, Jake Lee, and SANADA. I'm not sure about, but I would be more excited about that than I would be Taichi. And that's nothing. It's not saying anything bad about Taichi either.
Yes. So when we get to this G1. No Ospreay, of course. No Andrade. I thought Andrade had a good shot at doing it, but I think that he's very deep into AEW stuff.
Yeah, they've got a lot going on with him and Takeshita right now, so I'm surprised he's doing it.
I'm surprised Takeshita's doing it because he is the international champion in AEW. So this will take him off AEW TV for a month. So I don't know if he's dropping this title before the G1. Maybe he is. Maybe Fletcher beats him. When is let me look, actually. When is that AEW pay-per-view in Canada? AEW Redemption is July 26th. So that's in the middle of the G1. Man, I don't know what to do.
Yeah, I don't know. So, I don't think he'll be on that.
Yeah, I don't know. Gabe is in it. Very cool. First of all, it's a great sign. The guy got hurt pretty bad in March. So the fact that he's not just back, he's going to be wrestling a billion matches in a span of a month is great. I am really flummoxed on who they're going to go with. Let's start with B block.
Yeah, B block. It's hard. It's hard to pick because
Newman lost the title. Is he just gonna and he won New Japan Cup? So I can't imagine he's just gonna win the G1 and then win the title.
I feel like I can pick Final Four pretty easily.
Okay.
But I can't pick a winner out of this.
And say your Final Four.
I think we get Callum, Zack, Shota, and Yuya. I think that's the Final Four. I don't think HENARE. I think HENARE has some really good matches in there, but I don't think he makes a.
No.
He makes a Final Four run for that block. Drilla, I don't think Drilla has it just yet to make a Final Run for that block.
Oh, you're saying the Final Four and B block.
Yeah.
I'm saying for like 2 for each block.
Two for each block?
Yeah, that's what I mean.
I'm going to have to go with...
Like, how is it not Takeshita and Tsuji in the final 2 in that block?
Yeah, because, like, Goto's also been sort of on the rise, so is Shingo. And so that... You could throw any of them. I think Tsuji is one of the finals for A block, but you've got a couple of pieces that you could put in that puzzle, and it would make sense still.
So I assume Tsuji's not going to win the G1 because, again, the winner of the G1 gets the title shot at wrestling. Now, even though they haven't done it the last 2 years.
Right.
I don't think it's Zack.
Yeah, I don't think Zack wins this year. I think he gets a really deep run, but I don't think he wins.
Gabe is doing global stuff, so he's not going for the world title, right?
Yeah.
The only one person that makes sense. That makes sense winning the G1 is Uemura.
Yeah.
But they have not established him as a top singles guy ever.
Yeah, he's going to have to come out and really just bust his balls on these G1 matches.
With people the last year and a half. Like
I feel like even Shota has a better chance than Yuya, but I feel like they're going to end up with Yuya. I feel like it's going to be either Yuya or Callum Newman.
Like, I respect, like, that if they actually do, like, let's do or more Yuya versus Tsuji for the title. I also don't think I hate when the champions in the finals of these. Like, I hope Tsuji at least loses in the semifinal.
Yeah.
That's what I hope.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to have the champion in the final.
No.
Because then they're just, if they lose, they've got to run it back and then win.
Yeah, I can see them having Takeshita in the final to lose. Put someone over.
Yeah. Yeah, because Takeshita would be a huge victory for whoever it is.
Yes.
And B Block's got a handful of people that could use a big, big victory in order to push them up to the next level.
I think the reason why I'm frustrated is the wild card is just what the hell are they doing with Callum Newman at this point?
Yeah, I guess we'll find out because, like, Callum could go. Yeah, he could be hurt. 1, 2, he had a pretty good run in the New Japan Cup tournament.
He won it, for God's sake.
Yeah, and so he could have another really good run here. And we could be looking at Callum Newman Tsuji 3.
Like, I can't imagine they just have Callum win this whole thing just to beat Tsuji again. Like, he doesn't have to win this to fight Tsuji again. It's 1-1.
Yeah,
he won to fight Tsuji again.
I agree.
I think that's what they're going to do is have the title match. That's like, oh, if Tsuji wins this match, he's locked in for January. Is Newman. But I don't know if they're going to have Tsuji as the champion again for Wrestle Kingdom, even though, again, technically last year he wasn't the main event. It was the semi-main. He was not the main event. Like, Zack, been there, done that. Doesn't need to win this again. Maloney, HENARE, and Ren are in there just for the match. Like, luckily, there's only one member of House of Torture, which is a positive.
Well, I think he's the only heavyweight that really could do a G1.
Yeah,
Don Farley's not doing it. Yeah,
Yujiro beats Oscar. We're gonna rant next week. They're doing those qualifying matches, which is I think soon. So July 6th is the Yujiro Oscar one.
I think they're all in the same show. If I was looking at this,
on the website it says 2 are on the 23rd of June and 2 are on the 6th of July.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see it now.
So June 23rd, next Tuesday, everyone. Tuesday show at Corkin will be 2 of the qualifying matches. So definitely, we'll be breaking that down next week. I don't feel pumped.
I do. I think it's going to be a good one.
I think it's going to be good. I'm just frustrated on the direction that they're going.
Yeah, it's sometimes not understanding what the next move is a good thing, but this one is like when AEW or when New Japan's in sort of a tumultuous time, having some kind of clear direction and their biggest, probably second biggest thing to happen during the year outside of Wrestle Kingdom, is a little concerning. But I trust everybody that's in the G1 to at least put on good matches, because at the end of the day, what's going to draw people in is good matches for New Japan. That's what they're known for. And so if they can have a G1 full of good matches, it's going to draw people in.
Worried about. It's all story and like I feel like they're not like, do you feel like based on the crowd reaction, do you feel like they believe Tsuji is the guy?
I don't know. I'd have to go back and watch that match and really listen.
I don't think any of these guys get great reactions, is my point.
No. Yeah, I think the crowds are really kind of dying out, which is sad. They're like, they'll pop for like a big spot or something dangerous, but for the most part, it's just kind of, end of match, they're just very good and then move on.
Yeah.
And I've seen that a lot in Noah as well. They'll get rowdy for a little bit for some stuff, but then the match ends and they just kind of dead, which is crazy. You usually would expect, match end, big applause. So I don't know if I don't know really what's going on over there. If it's just Japan in general. I haven't really watched like much All Japan to see if that's also happening over there, or Dragon Gate or anything like that. But it could just be a shift in personality as far as like a viewer goes.
I feel like a lot, like Gabe got a huge reaction when he came back. I don't know. Some of these guys have good reactions, but it's weird. All the young Japanese guys are the ones who really struggle with these reactions. Like Umino, Tsuji, even Uemura don't get like the greatest of pops like their top guys.
I feel like part of that could be because they don't really talk to the crowd. They kind of talk at the crowd.
Yeah.
Gabe, when he came out, he was like talking at like to the crowd. And I feel like that's a big thing that happens now in just wrestling as a whole, is people are talking to the crowd, not at the crowd.
Yeah.
So it could be just that he's, I think every promo I've seen from Gabe, it's been very, crowd or Tanahashi focused.
Yeah.
And so he like feeds off their reaction and reacts to that. And not a lot of, I don't think Tsuji's doing that. None of these young New Japan guys are doing that. Other when they say thank you and the crowd claps and they bow.
I think the match, like, again, I'm pumped for especially B Block for me. Like I like Gabe and Zack and Gabe and Drilla, War Dog reuniting. I'm very excited about. HENARE, and again, like HENARE and Callum, like what happens in the match like that, like Yui versus Yui. Very fascinated. Obviously, we're gonna get Tsuji and Takeshita again. I would imagine Takeshita wins that match, non-title. That's dropping it to Tsuji in January. I would think.
We'll see.
I don't know.
We do got to remember Gato's got the pin.
I know. Gato has the pen. It's tough. Like, I love New Japan. And I think in ring, this will deliver. I just think there's just not a lot of heat right now with the company. And heat meaning energy, not like bad stuff. I mean, like, no one's really talking about them at the moment. They do put on very good matches, but I just think their new stars are just not popping right now. It's just the truth. I love Tsuji. I think Uemura, I think, is more of the Tanahashi next guy than Tsuji. Like, he feels more like a Tanahashi guy. The way he wrestles, he's inspired by it. He just feels like a Tanahashi 2.0 guy.
Yeah.
Umino, I respect him a lot because he's gone through a lot of ups and downs, but I'm fascinated. I am fascinated all with the booking of this tournament. That is what I'm here for. The matches will be good. I'm not going to be surprised. I am fascinated who wins and loses these matches. Fascinated.
Yeah.
Also, I do hope they run this back to the winner just gets the main event of the Tokyo Dome. I don't think it should be a thing where every year these guys are giving up the main event of the show, of the biggest. Now, I get it.
Yeah.
The title match now instead of in January. Sure. But it's like in WWE, if someone wins the Rumble and the next night on Raw, they're like, actually, instead of cashing in to be on the main event of WrestleMania, we want the world title match on Raw. You're like, why would you give up the main event of WrestleMania? You know?
Yeah.
Because Takeshita did that last year, and Zack did it the year before, where they won, and then they were like, actually, in October, we'll take the title match. And then they both won, and they both went into the Tokyo Dome as champion. Especially with the hot potato aspect now of the world title this year, I would just stick.
Yeah, I would hold off, and whoever wins is going to Tokyo Dome. That's exactly what I would do.
Yeah, that's how I feel. But we have a lot of,
the G1 winner does have a precedent for doing this. It's something that's happened a lot
doing what
in the past, challenging beforehand.
Yeah.
And so especially before Wrestle Kingdom started, they just kind of challenged for whenever.
Yeah.
Somebody even challenged for the GHC Heavyweight Championship one time after winning the G1. So
that can happen. I get it can happen. I just prefer if some people are like, hey guys, I have the main event of literally our #1 show. Let's just not give that up.
Yeah.
Because then if this guy's going to win the G1, he's not going to lose the title match because then it's a waste of the whole G1. Just to lose it in September and October. But Blackhawk, you're going to be there you're going to see all of these people in matches. Are you very excited now after seeing the block?
I am very excited. I had an inkling of who was going to be there, and I was already excited. But now that we're, first week of July, we'll have everything solidified and who's going to be there. I am very excited. They're having a fan event Friday night before. They're supposed to have 2 participants there for, I guess, meet and greet and signing.
Yeah.
And so I'm excited to see who they have for that. They haven't announced it yet. But also last I heard, they haven't found a place to do it at yet. So I guess I'll figure that out. But yeah, it's the whole weekend sounds like it's going to be a blast. I can't wait. That first night's going to be awesome. It's just good. I have a feeling we'll get a lot of really, really, really good matches out of that first night.
Oh, yeah. They're going to want to make a splash in America for sure. First time, I think they're just doing it straight. They're doing the first night, which is usually the only show where they do all the matches on the same night. So all singles.
I have a small feeling that we'll get Tsuji and Takeshita as the main event for that.
I guess that could happen.
Yeah.
I could totally
guess the two biggest names and the 2 biggest draws for New Japan fans in America. So
I could definitely see that. I'm very excited for you to cover it, obviously for your stuff, but also for Body Slam, which is very exciting. I'm very excited for you to get out to a freaking wrestling show, Blackhawk. Very excited for you to do that. But I think we exactly went an hour long, which is actually phenomenal. Blackhawk, let us know where we can find you on socials and what you do for Body Slam and things of that nature.
You can find me at Blackhawk Walker on all social platforms other than Instagram, which is the Blackhawk Walker. You can find me at Patreon as well at Blackhawk Walker. I've been doing a lot of match ratings. I've got a lot more coming this weekend. Noah Tag League is finally done. And for some reason, I thought it'd be a good idea to hold all of them until it finished. So now I have about 15 things to post for Noah Tag League. So those will all get dumped this weekend, and we'll have the Emerald Dark will come back.
Yeah.
Some point next week. I don't know when yet, but we'll talk about Noah Tag League. And for Body Slam, I do the show, obviously, as well as the AEW post shows with Max.
Thank you. Yeah. Please follow Body Slam across all of our social media platforms. That is Twitch, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. So please follow us, subscribe to our YouTube. Please follow us on Twitch and Instagram. Not Twitch. Yeah, yes, Twitch. Follow us on Twitch, but also TikTok and Instagram, because I do highs and lows every single day of the week. I had to take a break because it was my birthday on Wednesday, so I didn't do one for Dynamite on Wednesday. I was doing stuff, but I'm back tonight because it's a pretty big episode of SmackDown tonight. So I'm going to do my highs and lows tonight. As Black Hawks, I do all the post shows. So I'll be back Saturday next week for Night of Champions. Luckily, during the day, the show's at 1 o'clock. So I'll be back with you guys around probably 4 o'clock to break down Night of Champions. Because the next night, Blackhawk and I will be up until the wee hours of Monday morning talking about Forbidden Door, which is very exciting. Also, I was just at the ECW arena last weekend covering MLW for Body Slam. I went both Friday night and Saturday night. MLW was very nice to get me some really nice seats. It was a really fun time covering the show. Our videos did unbelievably well. Like the Joe Coffey video has now over like 10,000 views combined on TikTok and Instagram. Karrion Kross liked our post when I posted a video of his entrance. He liked it. Happy that Killer Kross was very happy with the coverage as well. So please, I posted videos of Matt Riddle. I posted videos of Austin Aries versus Trevor Lee. I'm going to be continuously posting stuff. I'm trying to hold back on some of the videos because, again, MLW, it was a batch taping. So some of these matches are not going to be shown to the public for weeks, if not a month or two away until we get some of these matches on TV. So once those matches become public, I'll start because I don't want to spoil things for you guys. But I had a really fun time covering MLW, so please go check out our Instagram and TikTok now because I posted like 5 or 6 videos already from my time in MLW last weekend. I'm also here hosting Not So Young Lions with Blackhawk every single Friday from 6 to 7 o'clock. So once again, thank you, Moxley, as always, for joining us. You're the best supporter we have. Thanks to everyone joining us on their Friday night. Have a great weekend. And I will see you guys next Friday to talk Forbidden Door weekend. See you guys soon. Thank you, everyone.